Yes, it's been a very good week. Very good week. Hello to another episode of Nerdy News Weekly. I'm Jesse.
Brian B. Lex Alexander.
First things first, new Persona 5 trailer. I've been playing through Persona 4 recently. I'm loving it. I'm really looking forward to Persona 5. You saw the trailer too. What did you think?
Artistically amazing.
It looks really good.
Artistically amazing. I'm very impressed.
One thing I found really interesting is, one, they're not just high school students this time. It looks like they're super thieves of some sort. Parkour, crazy teleporting powers, or whatever. And two, we did not see a single Persona in the Persona 5 trailer. We've had a lot of Persona stuff and Shin Megami Tensei stuff, and the systems are pretty similar. I think as long as it's not too drastic, a little shake-up is good.
Okay.
But again, we haven't seen what it is yet, so holding off on judgment.
It really reminded me of a lot of Vampire Hunter D kind of stuff. Just you know, very
the blacks and reds.
The blacks and reds, the Mask, Phantom of the Opera type stuff. Yeah. Very gothic.
In other news, other sort of video game news, the Washington Journal reported that Netflix and Nintendo are going to be working together on a live-action Legend of Zelda TV series. So, both Netflix and Nintendo said we have nothing to report yet. This is due to the fact that they don't even have a writer yet. Nintendo just kind of... Nintendo has varying levels of, like, approval for this sort of thing. 99% of which goes nowhere.
Oh, I believe it.
Yeah, you may recall some leaked email showed that Nintendo was going to Sony, or Sony and Nintendo were going to make like a new Mario movie.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably not going to go anywhere. That's in the very, very early stages. So basically, a company comes to Nintendo like every day, and it's like, hey, we want to make this with your character. Nintendo says, all right, show us what you want to do, and then they look over that for like a really long time. Then they say, okay, maybe, show us some more. And then they come back with what they're really going to do, and even if they have the show cast and written, and they have the director set up, Nintendo could probably still say, no, never mind, we're not doing this. No. Yes.
That simple.
The reason for this, the biggest reason for this...
Yeah, tell me.
The live-action Super Mario Brothers movie.
Is that the problem? Is that what all the hubbub is about?
That is the majority of the problem. So, around that time, Nintendo was like, we got these great characters. Mario is like as popular as Mickey Mouse. Let's roll this. People want
90s.
more.
Yeah,
let's give them more.
Let's give them. This was after Mario Brothers 3, right?
Yeah. Basically, Hollywood comes to Nintendo and says, we want to make a live-action Mario movie. And Nintendo's like, cool, that sounds good. Let's do that. And then Hollywood's like, no, we're the movie guys. We know how to tell stories, so you just leave it to us. And so they worded the contract weird. Nintendo has like very little control. They were too trusting in the studio. The directors was a married team who've never even touched before, during, or after the production of the movie. Never played Mario in their lives. So they don't know the story, they don't know anything about Mario, and they made the movie, and it was not good. So Nintendo was like, okay, maybe we should be more on top of this.
Or reserve most of the creative control / direction.
And when the creators have most of the creative control in an adaptation, it almost never goes anywhere, unfortunately. And Nintendo's, I think they're just a little too worried about another Super Mario Brothers thing. Or,
I mean, and then let's be honest. I mean, the Zelda franchise is...
So that's the thing. That was Mario, which...
That's as sacred as the Triforce itself.
Mario technically doesn't really have a story. It's save the princess, and then they vary that from game to game.
I mean...
there's not a solid Mario canon...
Cohesive timeline.
...to break down and say, oh, they did this wrong, even though Mario Bros. You could do that with. But that aside, Zelda's different. Zelda is a web work of storylines.
But I would caution this. They just now, Nintendo just now kind of formulated with Dark Horse Comics. They kind of released a timeline specifically detailing. They finally kind of got off, dusted the cobwebs off and said, no. We need to make sure this is grounded. So that is awesome that they did that.
Yes.
And I would expect with any moving you know, franchises or adaptations that they would adhere to that, because that is actually really.
So you think the TV show should fit in the video game universe?
Not necessarily fit in the video game universe so much as, say, more than anything, we are dealing with well, I mean, I guess history here and history in Hyrule is still history, right? Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
All right. So we're dealing with you know, historical figures in a timeline.
Sure.
As Nintendo, I mean, I'm just saying, if you're going to pitch me this project, I would suggest to the writers, producers, whatnot, the team, the production team, that is where you have to start off, at least.
Is there any particular Zelda game you would really want them to draw influence from, story-wise or whatnot?
Well, seeing as how I'm just, you know, a nerd and a jerk and a purist, I would want to start from the beginning. So I would want to see some sort of adaptation of, at the very least, maybe Skyward Sword or Link to the Past. Maybe, I mean, and then, of course, Ocarina of Time. You have to start somewhere. I think those three places could be where you would most likely get the best start.
Mm-hmm. Maybe like some kind of hybrid of the storyline or something.
Yes, hybrid. Thank you.
Will Link talk?
You know what? I don't think Nintendo even really cares, because I used to take that to heart. I used to take that to heart, that characters like Link, Samus, they never spoke. I used to think how awesome that was that they were actually mute. But then I remember, like, in Smash Brothers Brawl, Samus was like, you know, like she was saying like really sort of provocative stuff with the whip, and,
it sounds the same.
And I was just like, really? That's like the first word she utters, and it's just like, you know, that kind of burst my bubble. And then Link, I think it's the same thing. I think they don't really care. I just think it's kind of it's not necessarily a character quirk or part of his character. It's just so much as it's convenient.
I got no idea who could play Link.
Same here.
Or anyone.
Same here. That's just, I just hope they go completely unknowns, and to kind of further.
I'd say mostly like Zelda and Link, I think, should be unknowns, but it'd be cool if there were cameos.
Okay.
And maybe Ganon could be played by someone kind of like Kevin Spacey.
Kind of a big deal. I wouldn't want somebody. Oh man, Ganon. Man.
Would you want Ganon to be played by a black actor?
Not so much as I would just want him to be creature feature, like straight up Jim Henson.
Really?
Like,
you don't want Ganondorf?
That's what I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of, because how would you do him? Like, I'm thinking Wind Waker Ganon, like, you know, with the just like, you know, the robes, robes, and then, you know, you'd think of, I think of maybe a live action actor in Ocarina of Time as Ganon, like where he just has like the kind of the badass like the desert armor and
who's the guy who played Mandarin? I can't remember his name right now.
Oh man,
he was in Box Trolls and Ender's Game.
I want to say
Ben Kingsley.
Kingsley, yes.
He would be a pretty good Ganon, I think.
Oh, he has the charisma. Yeah, actually.
What about Tingle? You want Tingle to be in there?
Sure.
Yeah, throw Tingle in.
Yeah, no. What I
played by Ricky
want,
Gervais.
I would prefer if they did American Horror Story style.
I was just thinking that.
Yeah.
Every season's a different Link and Zelda.
Yes.
That would be cool.
That would be awesome. I completely 2000% agree.
It would be weird for viewers like, wait, he's still Link and she's still Zelda, but why is he starting over? But it would be cool to see them tackle that on a TV show, saying like, it's the same character, but it's the same spirit of the characters at different points in time. It'd be even weirder if the second season took place before the first season.
Yeah, that would be weird.
That would be really crazy if they jumped all around like the games do, but I think that would be cool. I would be up for that. Moving on to more crazy news about two companies coming together to make something cool. Probably the biggest news of this episode, end of the month. Spider-Man, the Sony Spider-Man, is going to be part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So clean slate, not Andrew Garfield, not the amazing movies. It's going to be a new Spider-Man. They're rebooting. It's a what's the term? Reboot.
Wow.
Because that's a thing now. Things are getting rebooted so much.
We immediately go into the catch-22 of this awesome news. So there's going to be somebody's starting over because the Amazing movies didn't do well, like at all, apparently. So, new Spider-Man, and they're going to introduce this new Spider-Man in an upcoming Marvel movie. Most likely Captain America Civil War. Yes. And then,
I think like a year or two after that, the new Spider-Man movie. And then after that, he's going to show up in the next Avengers movie. And from there, who knows? But that's the plan. So basically, all the previously planned spin-offs and sequels of the Andrew Garfield movies are just not doing those anymore. So
Sinister Six,
Carnage. No Sinister Six, no Carnage, no Venom.
And I feel horrible for Andrew Garfield.
He did all right. Like I've said this before, he was an amazing no pun intended. He was a great Spider-Man, but not a good Peter Parker. I don't think he was a very good Peter Parker. Tobey Maguire, great Peter Parker, not a very good Spider-Man.
Okay.
We need an actor who can do both. And right now, I think the rumored top 2 picks is Percy Jackson and some guy from Teen Wolf. I don't know if it's Teen Wolf. I think it's someone else in Teen Wolf. I'm not too familiar with either actor. I know the guy who plays Percy Jackson was just in Fury with Brad Pitt and Shia LaBeouf.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So, I mean, he's got acting chops.
Okay.
But I think he's too good looking.
not nerdy enough for you.
Exactly. That was the main issue with Andrew Garfield. He was not believably an outcast. It was not believable that he would get bullied and that people wouldn't like him. He was an amazing kid. He was super smart. He skateboarded.
Yeah, he did skateboard. I hate to see him go.
I still haven't seen Amazing Spider-Man 2. And I'm wondering if I should bother.
Yeah, I mean, well, you know what? Again, Andrew Garfield, in my opinion, nails Spider-Man. Like
Spider-Man.
He's a cool Spider-Man.
No,
but everything else, everything else is just, it was kind of all for naught. And I think that is really the kick in the pants. 2 kicks in the pants. The first kick being, yes, the audience has to suffer another reboot. The only reason why I say suffer is because I'm worried about fatigue. I'm worried about fatigue, and this is another Spider-Man movie.
So my prediction is the movies where Spider-Man shows up in and are going to do great, and the movies Spider-Man's by himself are not going to do as great. Mm-hmm. Now they have talked that it is now possible for Marvel Cinematic Universe characters to show up in the Sony Spider-Man movies. So there could be Robert Downey Jr. could just walk in the Spider-Man movie. Hey, here's an Iron Spider-Man suit. Bye, and then it's about that. Or Nick Fury could be in the Spider-Man movies.
Okay, and just this is still the first kick in the pants. Let them learn their lesson. Let them learn that this is for the fans. The fans want this. That's awesome. But there never should have been this sort of just dysfunction. We knew from the announcement of The Amazing Spider-Man that we wanted this.
Yeah.
Everybody wanted this.
Every interview they ever did were like, "You think you're gonna team up with the Avengers?" And I would love that. And then
and don't give me that stuff about can a character stand on its own and what is that? No, that's not what this is about. This is real. Okay, second kick in the pants. Again, has to do with the Catch-22. We wanted Spider-Man so bad. Now we got him. Yeah. So we have to prolong movies, heroes that we haven't seen yet. So Captain Marvel, Black Panther, Inhumans.
Yeah, those got pushed back.
Those all get pushed back to make room for Spider-Man, and I think that is the curse. That is what we get for wanting this.
We have to wait longer for Black Panther. That's another thing. When they announced Civil War, they were talking about how Black Panther is basically going to be in between Cap and Iron Man, which was Spider-Man's role in the comics.
No. So wait. No Panther in Civil War?
He's still going to be Civil War. We don't know, though, if they wrote 2 scripts. One where he's all Spider-Man, or one where he's there but Spider-Man. We don't know how it's going to go down now.
If it's the latter, then I just received some very bad news.
I think what they're going to do, because it's a little late. I'm surprised Spider-Man's going to be in Captain America at all.
Yeah.
What I think's going to happen is it is going to be Black Panther's taking the role of Spider-Man in the comics, where he's between the two, not sure what side he's going to be on. And then either in the montage where they collect the superheroes to join their team, Spider-Man's just going to be one of them, or after the credits, they're going to introduce Spider-Man.
Okay.
Or mid-credits, whatever the credits scene. I think that's what they're going to do, because I think it's too late to have Spider-Man in a major role in this movie when they just signed the deal. Like, they're going to start making this new Captain America movie, like, in a couple of months, I think.
Okay.
So
it's not too late. If they haven't started production, then they can wedge it in there.
They might have started production. I don't even know.
I hope they did. Stark protection. And I hope the Black Panther scenes are done.
So,
just saying.
If Black Panther gets pushed back and is, for the most part, replaced in this film by Spider-Man, that's going to be a little disappointing. Because at this point, I am more excited for a Black Panther movie and appearance on the big screen, just because we've had 2 Spider-Mans, now a 3rd Spider-Man. Yeah, we get Spider-Man. Black Panther's turn.
Yeah, we haven't seen Panther, we haven't seen... as much... I'm not super excited about Ms. Marvel, but it's still something new. It's still something that we haven't seen. Exactly. Even in Humans, it's just like, let's see that.
Yeah.
So, I just wish Marvel would have took, like, we got Spider-Man, that's awesome.
Yeah.
We're going to do a movie. But, you know what? Let's put him at the bottom. Because everybody kind of knows.
Well, I'm guessing somebody's like, we got to be pushing Spider-Man because he's not making us the money we thought he would.
Yeah, I guess so.
Like, okay.
Yeah, that's probably,
So, how long till you think Fox joins in?
There we go. There it is, right? Fox is not going to give up the ghost.
No. Here's the thing. X-Men totally can maintain their own universe. Like, they have more than enough characters.
Oh, absolutely.
The problem with Spider-Man was there were going to be spin-offs with characters people don't care about.
Mm-hmm.
They were talking about, Venom's cool. A Sinister Six movie, though, and they're talking about maybe doing a Black Cat.
Ouch.
And it's like, cool, but that's not, like, you can't make a whole universe out of Spider-Man like you can with X-Men or the Avengers. So, I think Fox can hold out.
My biggest concern with Fox is they don't have the sizzle. They don't have the sizzle. Okay, so I break it down into 2 trilogies. So we have the first sort of Bryan Singer /
Rush Hour guy.
Brett Ratner. We have that trilogy where it just kind of was like, okay. All right, and then we have the First Class trilogy, which is still going on because I count Apocalypse as like the 3rd part of that.
Sure.
And so they just.
And then you got the 2 Wolverine movies.
And then, there's 2.
The second one was pretty good. I like the second one. First one.
Not so much.
We got Deadpool on the way too.
We have Deadpool on the way.
Ryan Reynolds just tweeted a picture of.
I saw that, and
it looks good.
It was funny. One of the first comments I think somebody posted had something to do with he's probably going to wear that for as long as Thor wore his helmet. And but my point is Fox just they approach it with too much angst. It's way too much of a angsty sort of any show, any young adult movie that's popular right now. I think X-Men falls more in line, especially like the First Class movies. It falls more in line with like Catching Fire, Hunger Games, and
I guess
Divergent.
But I really liked Days of Future Past. I liked First Class, and I love X-Men 2. I love X-Men 2.
X-Men 2.
X-Men 2 is my jam.
Problem here is persistently how Fox presents the X-Men black leather. You know what I mean? Really? They don't have the sizzle. They don't have the sizzle.
Well, I don't know. We'll see.
That's a whole another kettle of fish.
Yeah. So, last question I want to ask is, after his first appearance in a Marvel movie, what do you want to see from the new solo Spider-Man movie? Like, who's the villain? Is there a story from the comic books you really would like to see? And all that.
I don't know at this point.
Because personally, I do not want to see another origin story.
No.
We know. Just do like an Up where like they go through the guy's whole life in like the first 10 minutes. Just do that. Just go like, oh, this is Peter Parker. I got bit by a spider. Now I'm Spider-Man. I've been Spider-Man for like 6 months now. I was in Captain America. You saw that.
Exactly.
Now I'm fighting crime, and then just start there. That's what I hope the most from this new Spider-Man. Do not make half the movie with just powerless Peter Parker leading up to getting bit by a spider again. I don't want that. We've seen too many versions of that. We're done. We're done with that. No more origin for Spider-Man.
You know what? I don't know. Like I just do something cool, please. That's the only thing that I can think of, because at this point, the only reason why I'm even sort of just entertaining the notion is because, it's Marvel Studios.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see what they do. But I'm drained. I am literally drained.
One last thing.